Well, Sandra, you've got something interesting to show me today.
I certainly have, Don, yes. Would you like to know a little bit of the story behind what I have to show you?
Please.
Back in 1995, I had young sons, only very young, and 4 years between them, but there was still a lot of verbal, fights and arguments and, I hate yous and things being thrown around. So I thought at that time I was very into and exploring the power of our words and the power of the energy around us and the energy that we not only absorb, that we also extend out to others. So I decided to do an experiment. And my husband at that time was very secular. He didn't believe in all that. So I thought, well, it's going to be a really good family experiment to do. So what I did was 2 jam jars, sterilized them both, and cooked up some brown rice. Did this in front of the whole family. Put 2 tablespoons in one jar, 2 tablespoons in another, sealed them up with some masking tape, put one of the jars on top of the fridge, and then I kept the other, and I sort of just said some, prayers over them, some nice words, and told the rice how beautiful it was, and gave lots of good energy. Put that rice jar back on the fridge with the other. So the idea was to do this every day over a period of 3 weeks, but in fact, busy life, young family, didn't get round to it. So I only did it 3 times a week for about 3 weeks. And I would just go, pick the jar out, completely ignored the other jar. That was just neglected, but the other one, the one that we were focusing on, was getting a lot of love, a lot of good words, and it was around, us all laughing and joking, so a lot of good energy. And probably within a week, the jar that was being neglected started to show signs of deterioration. Little brown dots appearing at the bottom of the jar. Actually, there were green dots, which started to spread all the way through. So very quickly, everyone was able to see, my goodness, that jar didn't have energy, anything, no negative energy, nothing into it. It was just sitting on the fridge the whole time, whereas the other jar was still beautiful. It was still rice. So that was 1995, and today, would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
We have the 2 very same jars. So here we have. That's the poor neglected, unloved one. Nothing at all, no bad energy, no bad words, just sat on top of the fridge. It's been moved several times. And this here is the rice that received the positive words.
This is 19-year-old rice. It's had the attention and prayer and positive thought. And this, from the same batch, is 19-year-old yuck that used to be rice. This just represents the power of the thoughts we have and what they can create. And I believe Emoto himself has actually seen these bottles.
He said it was the oldest known experiment of this kind, because he does similar ones himself, but none of them were as old as this one here. Wow. So I was thrilled with that. And I think it was from then that I realised that this was something I should really hold on to.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Don.